Hey everyone, Corey Swargas here for Slap News, and today I got a very special guest, Duane Crespo. How you doing, my dude?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, man. Thank you very much for joining. It is a real exciting time in the world of slap. Obviously, Slap Fighting Championship's been around for a little bit, but now we've got Power Slap coming on board. You made quite the impression in the first episode. Let's go back and let's talk about how you got involved in Power Slap and how that process went.
Man, it's honestly been a journey. It's been pretty cool. How I started though is wild. There's this Facebook post for pro fighters looking for fights, and they put in there looking for fighters for this new combat sport, and they didn't really say anything about it. But they're like, "Hey, we'll pay you to try out, and we'll fly you out." So I put my name in the hat. They said yeah, flew me out, and again, it was super vague. No one told us anything. They didn't say Dana White, didn't say UFC. They just said slap fight, and we're like, I don't even know what that is. Got there, found out it was the UFC, and we're like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is kind of cool, you know. And did that first match. I won, had a blast, and honestly, this is the most fun I've had. So I'm gonna keep
Awesome.
doing it.
So you got on a plane, went to Vegas, and you didn't know what you signed up for. You didn't know it was gonna be a slap fighting.
Not at all, man. That's that leap of faith kind of thing, you know. There's no backlash to me. They're paid for everything. My flight was taken care of. They said they'd pay me for my flight, but even if they didn't, they already took care of my flight. So it's like a free trip.
Totally.
And honestly, I'm glad I did it because it's been a ride.
Totally. So you're a military vet. Did any of that training that you had from there help prepare yourself to be successful the first time that the lights and the camera were on you?
I say my military background didn't really help. It helped me accepting a fight because like in the military, you just pretty much say yes to everything.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're just like I don't care, especially Marine Corps. Marine Corps, you're just like whatever happens to me happens to me. I really don't care. So I
Yeah.
think it helped me getting the initial fight and taking that leap of faith. But as for like the fight itself, I think my combat background helped the most. But yeah, if
Totally.
I didn't have that like oh shit like let me do anything kind of mentality, I don't think I get here. You know.
Yeah. So the first time you meet Dana White, what was that like?
Oh, it was cool, man. He just made like a speech for all the fighters there. This was at the March qualifiers, and they had like I want to say 50 plus fighters just in a row lined up for weigh-ins, and he just gave a big speech, and that's the first time we saw him. And in that moment, we're like, oh, okay, this is very cool. Hi, hey Dana, what's up? And then we did the face offs in front of him. He was right next to me.
Nice.
Is that was just the start. It's a cool moment.
Awesome. So they paired you up with Matthew Strickland. Eyeing him up there for the face-off. What'd you think of him before going into it?
I knew nothing about him. I just knew I had like a little ideas of who I might face because you're with these people all week, and you're like, okay, who's my height? Like, all
Yeah.
right, like I know my height's a factor. Who's my height? And there's like 3 or 4 people taller than me, so like maybe one of them. Um, I meet him, and he's in front of me, and he's tall. He's 6'5", just this tower, and he has like this crazy confidence, which is awesome to see. And I love thriving on that stuff, you know. So he was in
Totally.
front of me. I'm just, oh, this is cool. This can be a fun day. See you tomorrow, you know.
Totally. That's wicked. So, you get there, it's your time, you're backstage, you're seeing other fights coming on. How was that anticipation building? Like, were you nervous going into your first ever competition?
So I'll say for my first power slap one, I definitely was nervous. Only because I didn't know what to expect.
Mhm.
Like I've done MMA fights before. I've done boxing, kickboxing, and I've done the backstage of like the anticipation, and that doesn't bother me. But this is new. This is bigger cameras, bigger spotlight. But then also you just don't even know like you never slapped anyone before. You're just like I don't know what this is gonna even be like. So I
Totally.
just I just honestly was like, hell, let me just go for it and try to stay as calm as I can, like I do my other fights.
Absolutely. So did you win the coin toss in that first fight with Matt?
Yeah, Yeah,
and you got
yeah,
to
I definitely
strike
want to play tough.
first.
Yeah.
So
So what I'll say is I like to do these like little mantras in my head, kind of like um manifesting. So
mhm.
especially for this sport. Um I remember the whole week right before once I found out there was a coin toss. I was like, okay, I want to win the coin toss. I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna hit him once. He's not gonna get up, and I'm not gonna get hit, and I'm gonna get my hand raised. And I also said I want Jason Herzog as my ref. And like I kept saying that over and over again the whole entire week I was there. And then right before the coin toss, I said it over and over again too. And fair enough, I won the coin toss. Jason Herzog was my ref.
Yeah, yeah.
I hit him once. He didn't get back up, and it was everything I said.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So it went exactly how you planned. Obviously, you couldn't ask for anything better. Dana and the guys put you directly into the house. So you must have felt incredible. Leaving that. And then obviously you knew you were coming back in December. How hard was it for that 10-month gap? And then did you start to train any differently from March until December to get ready for the house?
So there's definitely a break in there where we didn't even know that there's something going on.
Okay.
They told us a few months after, but there's a good like 3 months where I didn't know anything was happening.
Mhm.
But I started to train just in case. Um, Once I did find out and it was clear, I got rid of pretty much my whole like kickboxing regimen plan of like strictly kickboxing,
Yeah.
and then now put in like the power slap part of it. Uh, Training is pretty much the same like as for like strength and conditioning, but then like the obviously the technique part of it is where you like start to stray away because it's two different, obviously
Totally.
two different beasts. You know?
Totally. Very cool. So, we fast forward to December, you get in the house, you get paired up with Ryan Phillips,
Yep.
December 14th. It looks like the fight the match took place. Obviously you can't talk about it because coming up, in a future episode, but, obviously both you guys seem to be pros. Ryan seems to be a little bit more outgoing than you are, but,
Yeah.
can you foresight anything whatsoever about what people can expect from that match?
I can't talk about the match itself, but I could say that like me and Ryan are we're definitely good friends. Um, I've known him since the March event. We really clicked on it.
Mhm.
Um, and there's some things that happen, but you could watch
Cool.
that on the show.
Is it
But
must see TV at least? People have to tune in
yeah,
to
yeah,
watch it.
definitely
Yeah.
definitely must see TV. And like you said, man, Ryan could talk. Like Ryan is he's the guy when it comes to the camera, man. Like he shines on camera, that's for sure. And I'm just a competitor guy. Like I'm the person that shows in the sport, and
Yeah.
then Ryan is like, that definitely like that promo guy, and he's really exciting to watch talk. But
Totally. So
um,
the initial rankings come out. He's number 4. You're number 5. Did you have a chip on your shoulder after seeing that?
no, it's really cool just to be ranked in general, and then you see like the coaches are ranked higher, and you're like, oh, that's
Mhm.
awesome. I love when people put me as like an underdog. Like it's hilarious to me that people would have me like so low or think that they're gonna win, and
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
I, I feed off that kind of stuff.
Totally, totally. Who's the one person from the house that you left with one of the best friendships and thought he was one of the coolest dudes?
Oh man, there's some cool people, and obviously there's some people you clash with, but there's some cool people. I remember I would say Robert Trujillo.
Okay.
He's a awesome dude, mad laid back, and me and him definitely like pretty much bonded in the house. Uh, and Yeah, then you got people like John Davis. He's such a nice dude too, and AJ. I actually started building that friendship up at the end. So
Cool. Well, you see, AJ's calling out Anthony Bigfoot.
dude, man, I man, it's crazy. Like I told her, I even wrote in like a message there. I was like, nah, stay in 205, man. I want him. I want Bigfoot.
Totally.
Like
There you
he
go, man.
Bigfoot
There
ain't
you
losing
go.
weight for you, man. He's
You
he's
want to
not
come
dropping
in.
in weight for you. There's no way.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's great for the sport. I mean, obviously there's been some, negative press going around. I mean, I think any press is good press. People are talking about you. The more and more that these MMA fighters and other, notable, celebrities, influencers, whatever you want to call it, I think it's all good for the sport for these people, to definitely get some to bring more notoriety to it, try to show more interest. I think the more eyeballs that are on it, the more opportunities are going to come for you guys, the bigger the paychecks. Things are just like the grassroots level when boxing started out, and MMA. And I believe Dana White, recently said in an article as well that, the pay scale where these athletes, are starting on in slap are very similar to where it was in boxing and where it was in MMA. So it's definitely no slight towards you guys. Obviously it's where, the economics of the sport are right now. But the more that you guys put on a show, the bigger those purses will grow and the more exciting opportunities will come. So yeah, I mean, we're kind of in, the infancy stage. We've got a couple episodes out, much more to come. Obviously, like I said, your fight with Ryan hasn't come out yet. Ryan's a great dude. Had him on the show as well for an episode that hasn't been released yet. So, going to be dropping both of these before you guys fight to kind of build up some hype, build up some press around it. So definitely want to see that. I think both you guys are down to earth, humble, awesome guys overall. And then March 1st, I mean, there's definitely some big things coming. You hope to be on that March 1st show?
Yeah, definitely. Like, again, can't talk about that part as well,
Oh,
but
good, man.
definitely probably will see me in the future.
Wicked, man, wicked. Do you plan to make the transition full time to slap, or are you going to try to balance an MMA and slap career?
I would love the full transition. Like, obviously, like, there's the money side, which eventually they're probably gonna figure it out for us. But I would absolutely love to go full time power slap, especially because I enjoy the sport and
Mhm.
I like to think I thrive at it.
Yeah.
And it does like, everybody talks about pay. They're always gonna talk about pay no matter what, and it pays pretty good. Like, it does better than my kickboxing and low level pro MMA. So I can't complain,
Cool.
especially like I get asked to do 3 slaps. Like, that's what I'm getting asked to do.
Totally.
It's a pretty cool world.
Cool, man, for sure. How has your life changed the last 2 weeks since the initial episode on TBS?
It's been wild. I'll say that since they started promoting. So once they did the
Cool.
promo video with me on it, a lot has definitely changed. My Instagram, like, it started like flood with positive stuff. Like, the city of Rochester definitely got me on its back, man, and I appreciate everything from them.
Nice.
But that alone, just seeing the people watching and just supporting you, and then the followers come in, you're just like, okay, this is pretty awesome, and this is probably something I should put my heart into as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Were you born and raised in upstate New York?
No. So I was born in Texas, and then I was raised in Elizabeth, New Jersey, practically my whole life.
Gotcha.
After the military is when I went to upstate New York. My whole family lives there, so I've been there for a while now. And like I said, Rochester. Once they found out that I was there on that promo, man, they had my back, and it's a really cool experience.
Nice. Awesome, man. That's really cool. Where can people follow you?
So you can follow me on all social media platforms at Iron Giant _ MMA.
Awesome, man. Well, I really appreciate you joining me here today. I'm Corey Swargos for Slap News. I really hope, Duane, that you can join us back again as more detail, more information come along with the show and up into the future events. You got a fan in me, buddy, and I wish you all but nothing but the
Yeah,
very best into the future.
I appreciate it so much.